Almost a decade after the 2010 Deepwater Horizon disaster,
there we go.
Hundreds of scientists are assessing the impact of the largest offshore oil spill in U.S. history. What follows are some of their stories, intimate portraits of research, innovation, and discovery. Most people assume that the role of scientists is simply to ask unanswered questions, gather complex information, and interpret the resulting data. Recently, we asked GoMRI scientists to define their role in society. Many of their answers were unexpected and surprisingly frank.
Does it make any difference what I do with my hands?
Nope.
I think we all feel a huge sense of obligation to make sure that we are coming with open minds and we're coming with a lot of energy to really focus, and that the scientific community continues to strive to get it right.
I don't know about obligations, but what we try to do in science is to foster a better understanding of processes that affect us every day. I think Deepwater Horizon is a good example for this because it really affected everyone, from people going to the beach for swimming to fishermen.
I think as scientists we can play a part in providing a background for informed decisions, so that if society wants to move forward, they have a basis on which to make those decisions.
I feel scientists have an obligation to society in terms of providing information to them that they can use in their daily lives to help them understand the world that they live in and their own personal impact on the world. We are obligated to society to help them understand how the world is changing and what parts of that are driven by natural phenomena going on in the world. The other thing that I feel strongly about is training the next generation. So we need to teach students that go to university about science, what scientists do, but also then how they play a role in developing science for future generations.
We really don't communicate as well as we possibly should. We need to think about that communication piece, how we take science and translate it to make it usable by the public, by resource managers, and by policymakers.
And I think there's been a shift in the way many scientists view this, seeing not only ourselves as working in a lab and focused on our own little niche of research that we've spent years and years becoming experts in, but also being able to communicate this science in a way that's accessible to the public, because ultimately our research is largely funded by public funding, and we need to remember that and keep in mind that it's our duty to the taxpayers to share our research in an accessible manner.
Society funds our research and puts us in academic institutions. And so there is trust built into that, because we are basically subsidized by the community to perform research. We owe society an answer, and we have to translate that answer into a language that society will understand and it will make sense for society.
The older I get as a scientist, the more I feel I owe to society and owe to the planet. So my research has become more and more geared towards solving problems. I think that when I was a younger scientist, I just wanted to know how the world worked. And as I get older and see what's happening around me, I need to know more than how the world works. I need to help.
Future without science sounds like a future towards extinction. That would be my feeling. The issue with science is that a lot of people do not understand that pretty much everything that they use and they value in everyday life has been initiated from what we call basic science rather than applied science. So investment in science in any community, in any country, in any group, and altogether globally is crucial for survival.
I think that if people really understood how passionate we are about learning, it would sort of just absolutely eliminate the argument that scientists are working on climate change so that they can get research grants and become rich, because you don't become rich as a scientist. I don't know any rich scientist. Everybody is, doing this because they love to do it and they want to know the answer. It has to do with fulfilling your dreams and, following the desires and passions that have driven you since you were a young child in most cases.
Today, the scientific community is working together to push the boundaries of what they've learned about oil spills and what still needs to be discovered.